There's a comedian called Godfrey that has a podcast, and I saw a clip.
Oh, no, listen. No. He didn't listen. No, listen to me, because I've watched The Lion King 100 times. Sing it again. Okay.
Oh, no.
Baba City, Baba. City Gonya.
Are you looking for something?
I don't know. That's just.
Let me tell you something.
Hey, what did I say?
You said nothing.
Is that Zimbabwe?
That's Zulu. That's South African.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do it.
Do it.
So
Ready?
you sing it like Nanzingonya Magiti Baba.
You were way off.
Ingonya Ma.
All right.
What does it mean?
It means, look, there's a lion. Oh my God.
You're joking. That is not what that means. That is not what that means.
That's exactly what it means.
That's what
It means, look, there's a lion.
Oh my God. It's a
Look, there's a lion. Oh my God.
It's a lion.
That's crazy. That's funny because I was looking at that segment and I was like, oh, that's funny all my life. But then stumbled upon another clip a little bit after I saw the first clip.
So, good morning, world. I'm on tour with my friend Hans Zimmer. I'm waking up to the reality that there's an idiot.
Pause. Pop is not happy.
No, but the tiny
idiot.
there's an idiot.
Yes.
The I in there was a little extra. You know? Put an extra D on that. Yeah. Throw some D's on that.
Onik Nansen Gonyama misleading the world. Try to engage him. There is the idea that being a comedian means you get away with everything. Not necessarily so. I'm a huge fan of comedy.
Yo, pause.
high school.
Can you put us on the set of Flagrant real fast?
And he did it so fast.
I had that shit on lock.
You crazy.
I think for this topic,
This motherfucker had one in the chamber.
I didn't know we were going to go here. This is pretty solid. I had no idea I was going to go here. Let's go. All right,
Try to engage this young man from Zimbabwe. I guess it's important to mention where he's from, just so it is clear that he's intentionally misusing the global platform of going viral, intentionally disrespectful and dismissing even my explanation to him of the context of Nansen Gonyama, which is a cultural heritage and royal statement we made for years in honoring and welcoming a king. I wrote, performed, and produced Nansen Gonyama.
He's not nobody. Pop is not just a commentator. But this man's name is Lebo M. That's the guy that actually wrote the song. So that is his work that you're talking about. Hence the reason why he's using that tone and he's like, I'm not so happy about that.
Okay, but let's humanize the comedian for a moment. I'm just saying, maybe he likes definitions, dictionaries, and he was just going to the literal definition.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I like to see the humanity in people, and so, but it's okay. Akash laugh. He's not a cook, guys. He's just missing for 3 months. It matters when cultures that don't necessarily have the most amount of representations or way to clarify the realities of things are being joked about in a way that misinforms people. Because it's a joke, of course, we're all having a laugh. People watched that and really believed what he was saying. So there's a humor aspect, you should be allowed to do it, but there's also misinformation that spreads because then that's why people said my childhood was ruined, all this stuff. People really believe that interpretation. And so you can imagine for someone who put so much into that work and now they're getting DMs from people being like, oh, so you saw a line and people are clowning on him. I think it's perfectly reasonable for him to be like, I gotta clear this shit up. Because even though he was joking, it's done harm to what I worked on and the things that I made. And I think for people who are part of like a dominant culture, one that's widespread, it doesn't make sense. But when you're part of a culture that's not really mainstream, that people don't know well, and that they will believe anything on because they don't have much exposure to it, it is a frustration when you might have museums and everything in the world that showcases your culture not really go big, but someone makes a joke being like, oh, you heard in that part of Africa, they eat fried chicken for breakfast. Then it's like a misrepresentation of what you're about, and you want to correct the record so you don't have to constantly hear the ignorant comments every day. being Ethiopian, you hear stuff, and I don't mind. Like, I think people make the jokes. I mean, we do have the forehead. That's a fact, okay? So I'm not going to be mad at those.
Yeah, but there was a campagne de salissage.
There was that about the entirety of Africa. So it's just kind of no, and like, that's why people be like the country of Africa, right? So you can imagine when you are being misrepresented, it's more of the thing like, I understand we're all joking and people can have their laughs, but also there's an ignorance that's spreading. And it's okay to say, this is leaving the realm of comedy, and people are going into real life being like, no, don't you guys actually do that? And it's like, what? So it's okay to want to clear the record. I completely understand that, man. He put in a lot of effort in that work. It's a beautiful, piece of my childhood too, because I remember loving The Lion King. So it's okay for him to defend that and 100%. To call out the person who keeps spreading that shit and not clearing it up. I'm not mad at the old man for sure. The comedian, my thing is this. If you're from that culture, if you're being honest about that and you're just going around doing the ignorant take on your own culture for the sake of laughs, I think you're a bit of a clown and a sellout because it's easy to do that. If you don't clear it up, that's what I think. I can certainly go around and talk about, Ethiopians and flies and all that stuff, and I can do the World Vision commercial jokes every day. But there's more to my culture than that. There's nuance that I can share with an audience that's good. And someone sitting there just doing the most ignorant take, should they be able to? Sure. I'm also going to think you're a bit of a clown. You know what I mean? You're just tap dancing. That's what I think.
This idiot so-called comedian has gone viral because it is easy in the world we live in for people to be sucked into distortions, misfacts, and untruths. So in a nutshell, this young man has gone viral and for some reason believes his entire career is going to live on the basis of him continuing this lie, this distortion. Nancy Gonyama in a nutshell, all hail the king. Bow in the presence of the royal family. It is a metaphor written by myself in Zulu and Xhosa, South African cultural and heritage, language and norms, and that's who I am. We inspired the world well over 30 years with this work because its profound meaning is understood by South Africans and is understood by anyone with common sense. But when an idiot finds an angle, finds an opportunity to go viral and be consistent with it and mislead, especially the African American community through the platform that he used, especially the world and the African diaspora, insulting and spitting on the heritage of African kings, African culture.
Okay.
Of course, in many of my work.
Because even his forehead, the creases were mad. So, there was a lot of representation of anger there, and I was listening to all of it. And I see some of y'all disagreeing. He took it too serious for a joke, all that stuff. I hear it. What do you think?
The thing is, I understand both sides, but it was not clear in the setting. It was not a setting of necessarily like, it looked very informative. We took it as fact because we thought it was very informative. It was in the setting of like, I'm gonna tell you what it means. And I saw some comments about, like, I saw Godfrey comment about this man saying that he was an idiot or he was like not happy about it. And he was like, yo, it was just a joke, like relax.
Who said it's just a joke?
Godfrey.
Godfrey said that? We are comedians. People need to learn to laugh and listen up a little more. Doesn't mean we are trying to disrespect at all times, but I think this guy's taking this a little bit serious. Okay. I think that this is not as bad. But
it's not as bad, but still, you're dimming it. You're like, man.
I've seen Godfrey on the other end of this doing the outrage thing.
Yeah,
so
I've seen him do that.
He can't say that. Some other black comics can. This guy can't do it. The reason why I'm side-eyeing chat is not even because it's the take. It's because it's coming from him. As somebody who's watched Godfrey for a long time and I like his stuff, Godfrey loses it on every ad possible when even other people are doing stuff. So for him to be like, I don't really care about having to do this kind of I think it's kind of bullshit.
But that's what your podcast is basically. You're bringing people from Africa. You discuss Africa and different things about like different aspects of it. So there's truth in it. So when you have someone saying that and you have a rectification, tough to just dismiss it.
But I think that kills me is like I've heard him go after other comics for their jokes that said they was just being funny. And now it's like your turn and you're doing this shit. And it's like, what?
And at the end, you see Lebo M answering, my brother, I've been and will always be a huge fan of your work.
I'm a huge fan of comedy also. Just want to clarify to you, especially I reached out to the brother with great respect and he in turn disrespected me. And I'm happy to privately share my exchange with him with you, as I imagine you were close and should have. B, my reaction and usage of the word idiot is based on brother insulting my work. I respect your work. Surely you would feel the same as someone said across the line. C, upon approaching him, my intention was to continue the humorous angle you guys took, but bring perspective. Instead of engaging, he privately continued to insult me with absolute arrogance. I don't think comedy should be about arrogance when brothers can share a meal. Our content and culture has been rubbished for centuries. At this day and age, we have been exposed enough to be careful when representing.
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And the way that Mr. Morake says it, it's very clear. Like, he understands what comedy is. And like you said, it's weird because I've seen Godfrey do that numerous times. Yeah, okay, these little jokes, they're not gonna fly. Bro, it's like if you were taking the M of your country.
I don't take no hymns, but
Ham, you took it. No, I say take it. Take him.
I'm just fucking with you. Keep going.
Take him.
Keep going.
Take him.
All right.
Take him.
That breath's extra hot.
Oh, yeah, extra hot, yes. Take the M of your country and just say, yeah, it basically means we fucking live here. There's more than that. And there's a story about that, about trials and tribulation, about your place and where you at. So I can understand how he feels it, how he feels that way and why he feels that way and so strong about it. Idiot. I believe that you could joke about anything. But if you joke and you're on a side of ignorance, instead of joking when you know facts. You can criticize, but if you know the facts, it's gonna go better. That doesn't mean that you're not gonna face any criticism. But I can understand why he's being criticized. I can understand Pop. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And the way that Mr. Morake says it, it's very clear. Let me talk my shit. And like you said, it's weird because I've seen Godfrey do that numerous times.
I think the bigger issue, truly, I just think the bigger issue is that some of these cultures don't have enough exposure for you to get the information from other places. That's the real issue. Like, making this kind of joke about Canada and maple syrup, like, no one's gonna care because enough people know about Canadians. They know a lot about Canadian culture, at least Canadian actors, celebrities, whatever it is. So, like, you're not gonna care like that. But when it's a culture that has and most of the representation up to date has been negative, you're gonna take it differently. Mm-hmm. I've had hobbies, things that are really dear to my heart that I love, and I've seen it be rubbish, and that's the only time I've ever heard it spoken about online. And it sucks because it's so much more than that. And even though people are joking, it's lighthearted, it's like, it sucks that's the way people hear about us in this context.
Yeah, 100%. It's been joked on.
So it's not about the joke, guys. It's more about the media landscape and where it exists and how it acts as information. That's what really sucks. Yeah. I get it. When you get attacked, if I want to humanize you and I'm on my set of Flagrant, I want to humanize you. I understand. I think it's the natural human reaction that when you get attacked, you're going to be defensive, right? It's kind of like America bombing Iran. They threatened our president, we kill everybody. It's a defensive reaction, and it's understandable. And I'm just a comedian, guys. I'm not a reporter. You know what I mean? I'm just a comedian. I'm sorry.
Okay, I got to take this background off now.
Yeah. You can leave it.
Take it off.
People want to hear me humanized.
He's going to veer us.
And people want to hear me humanized.
Bring it back. Bring us back, please.
Okay, so we can talk about Godfrey. I can't talk about him on his own set.